All right, you know what? I'm doing a Pokemon tier list, and I don't care what nobody tells me. I've been meaning to do this for a while. Like, I'm just a big Pokemon nerd, first and foremost. I like doing randomizers, I like doing Nuzlockes. If I'm ever playing a Pokemon game, it's always on a Nuzlocke. I gotta have my Pokemon die in front of me and have like that emotional trauma, you know? So I'm just a thorough Pokemon enjoyer. And you know what? I thought it would be fun, you know, with Pokemon champions popping off and all that. By the time this get out, it's just gonna be late. It's just gonna be way too late. I'm gonna be so late to the party. With Pokemon champions out and Pokemon at its top popularity, I was just like, you know what? Not only am I gonna do a Mega Evolution tier list, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finally do my Pokemon, what was it? Damn, what's it called? Is it Poke Fusion? Pokemon Fusionator? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get that going for myself too. So, but first off is the tier list, because there's a lot of new Megas. Some of my favorite Pokemon got Megas. Some other Pokemon got some type of Mega. And I really got to show out for it. All right, my tiers are my GOATs, my greatest of all times. I love these Pokemon. I love these Mega Evolutions. Really cool, you know, we got some really, really nice Pokemon. We got good, yeah. We got like it could be better, but it's whatever. And then we got go ahead and get that shit out my face. And if you really rock with it, I would just love if you left a comment. Tell me your favorite Mega Evolution. Maybe subscribe for more Pokemon content if this is really what you like, you know. Maybe if you put the personality, you know what I mean? Like, let's really get into it. All right, first off, Mega Venusaur. All right, so I'm just gonna like kind of spoil it right now. All of the Kanto Megas are really good to me. I really like the Kanto Megas. They are what every Mega Evolution should strive to be, you know what I mean? They convey in their concept exactly what they need to and enhance it. So, starting with Venusaur, I would put it in really cool. I love the foliage, I love how it looks more wild and untamed, and it's growing out more of that like lush leafage and all that. Look at me trying to sound all smart, yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, this is definitely not based on competitive viability. This is literally just my opinion. If you get really mad about it, I'm sorry. I don't got nothing to say. If I like what I like, you like what you like, let's just dap up about it, you know? Yeah, Mega Charizard X, I believe that is Mega Charizard X. This is one of my GOATs. This is what a Mega Evolution needs to strive to be like S tier or top tier. It's such a cool design, how the wings split off, you know, the whole color change, the blue flames like telling you how hot it is, and you know, the fact that it changes types into a dragon type is so cool. I really, really like Charizard X. Charizard Y. I think it's good. I think it's good. I don't think it is amazing or anything. I would not choose Mega Charizard Y. I do know that competitively it is the better Charizard. Its special attack is really good. Its ability is fantastic with Drought. All in all, competitively, it's most definitely the better Mon. But I mean, just look at it. Look at its design, you know? It's not a bad design, but it's just like, make Charizard a little bit more spikier and then give it like little wings on its arms. Just not a great design. Still good. I still like it, just not great. Mega Blastoise. Ooh, this one is also really cool. This is really, really cool. The fact that it starts dual wielding those cannons on its arms, you know, it's got the huge cannon on its back. It looks more buff, more brutish, more sturdy, you know, it's like a real tank. It looks like something that you just would not be able to put a scratch on, and I really, really like that. Mega Beedrill. So Mega Beedrill is one of my favorites. Look at, it's fucking terrifying. Beedrill by itself is scary. Look at how tall this nigga is, bro. He's 3 feet tall. Could you imagine just like taking a walk down to like your nearest park and then you just like hear bzzz, bzzz, and it's just this nigga looking at you like 3 feet above you? That's terrifying. He's running your shit with them big ass poisonous stingers he's got. It's over for you. And now look at this. Yeah, bro, he looks like he's about to speed blitz you so fast. You're gonna end up like one homie in the beginning of The Boys. Yeah, bro. Yep, it's over for you. Mega Pidgeot. So Pidgeot's a weird one. Mega Pidgeot is definitely a weird one. While I don't dislike its design, it feels like Pidgeot is already such a kind of boring Pokemon that it doesn't really do much for it, you know? I still think it's a cool design. I still think that, like, you know, its size increase is crazy. I'm pretty sure Pidgeot is already like almost 5 feet tall, and then it turns 7 feet tall. That's insane. But it just doesn't do a lot for me. But I would still put it in good. We'll let it slide, you know? Looks like we got Mega Raichu X. So here's the thing. A lot of people say they don't like Raichu's designs. I think that every time Raichu has got a redesign with Alola, Mega Raichu X, and Y, I think that they've all been really good. I've liked them. And I think it's clever, you know, the split tails kind of forming the X and the ears and all that. I think it's really cool. And so it goes in really cool. I think it's really cool. I like it. I would say the same thing with Raichu Y. Raichu Y is also really interesting because it turns Raichu's design into a more like furry, fuzzy, you know, sort of like whenever you rub a balloon on your hair and it stands up, kind of like that design. And I really like that. Still really cute, looks really fierce, looks like it has a lot of strength, but at the same time, it doesn't lose its core identity. I like it. Mega Clefable. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really torn on this design because while I think that it still kind of holds that really weird alien but a fairy type identity to it, it's not doing a lot for me, like at all. It just kind of looks awkward, especially in game. Whenever you look at it kind of plainly in its art, it's decent, you know, it's fine, but I don't know, like especially with the wings, like the big ass wings on its back, I just don't really know what I'm supposed to feel whenever I'm looking at it. So I'll put it in Mega Alakazam. So I've heard a lot of people actually turn on this Mega Evolution and say that, you know, the fact that it has all those spoons in the air is really silly and its skinny body is really nasty looking. I personally think that it's one of my goals. I love Mega Alakazam. I've always been an Alakazam enjoyer. I've always been an Abra enjoyer. And the fact that it got a Mega, and it kind of nailed it for me, is just so enjoyable. The really cool old mystic look, you know, he looks like Dhalsim from Street Fighter 6. You know, the emphasis on his psychic powers and all that. It being with spoons is kind of silly, but at the same time, it just looks so dignified and experienced. I really like it. I think it's great. I love it. Mega Victory Bell. Okay, so Mega Victory Bell is weird to me. I don't like Mega Victory Bell because it's a little too silly. I'm not a big fan of Victory Bell, period. I think it's a cool mon, but at the same time, I can still appreciate what they try to do to it, you know? They try to make it a little bit more silly and friendly, while also at the same time, giving it more of an identity with like its poison spewing and all that. The big leaf, you know, that kind of screams Mega Evolution, how it fades into different colors and has that gradient. But it's not really doing it for me. Definitely not the worst Mega though. We got some stinkers coming up. I do not like some of these Megas. Overall, I'll put in Also, Innards Out is a trash ability. I don't know why they gave that to a Mega Evolution. that's really silly. Like, if you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, you'd probably want more use than sacking it, I'd imagine. So, I don't know. Mega Slowpoke, or Slowbro? Slowking? I can't remember which one. I think it's Mega Slowbro? So, a lot of the people say that they're kind of one side of the fence. They either like the really cool Megas that end up making the Pokemon look so badass and they're ready for battle and they've really upgraded. And then some people say that they like the more silly ones because they're jovial and they're fun to play with. I'm kind of in the middle. I want the Mega to make sense. That's what I want. And I would say with Slowbro's lore, this actually is really cool. I really like Mega Slowbro. But I think the fact that, you know, Slowbro always has a Shelter, which Shelter is weird because that is not what a Shelter looks like. I don't know why they changed the design of Shelter for Slowbro and just not period, or made an alternate form for it or whatever. The Slowpoke doesn't feel the energy because it's just so lethargic. It's lazy as hell, and its body probably wouldn't even absorb the Mega energy, so it all goes to the Shelter. And the Shelter ends up you know, taking over the Slowpoke. I think that's really, really interesting. I like that. So I put Slowpoke in really cool. I'm not gonna lie, and his like expression of like, oh shit, as he realizes that he's getting eaten. That's funny. I like that. Mega Gengar. This one's just a home run, man. Like, I don't think I have ever met anybody that dislikes Mega Gengar. It is one of the best Mega Evolution designs. The super cool, ominous lighting, the red gradient into the purple, like shining on its red eyes, the third eye coming out being super unsettling and disheartening. The fact that it actually does have a body, which I think looks a little goofy outside of the floor. If you ever get hit in Pokemon Champions with a Mega Gengar, you'll see it kind of like flip over out of the ground as it phases through. I think that looks a little goofy, but the fact that it like comes out of the ground a little bit and just shows its upper half, that's great. And it has Shadow Tag. Like, come on now. It's great. Mega Pinsir. For me, I think that it perfectly encapsulates how weird bugs are. They're like little nasty organic robots. Yes, the Pokemon gets more powerful, but you're forcing them into a new form that their bodies just cannot handle, which in one part is very sad, but in another part is so interesting. So I would put Mega Pinsir and Goated. Kangaskhan. The Mega Energy goes directly to the baby instead of Kangaskhan itself, and the baby attacks with Kangaskhan, but the Mega Energy makes the baby so riled up and shit, and like it's like just itching for a fight. and the mom worries about it, which is interesting, but it's like, it adds a little bit of like forced edginess to the story. Still, design-wise, the fact that it hits twice every move, but like a little lower because technically it's like 2 Mons in one now. The baby's design really starting to look like Kangaskhan instead of like a little itty bitty chibi substitute in its pouch. I love it. I love it. That goes in goats. That goes in goats. The perfect example of an extremely simple change that is also extremely effective, in my opinion. Now we're getting into some real controversial picks here. Mega Starmie. Mega Starmie is a trip. So from what I understand, I could be wrong about this, but I believe people were saying that Mega Starmie is sort of a caricature of how Sentai villains are just dudes in suits, even though they're trying to like relate to you that they're these aliens. You know, that really funny, cheap aesthetic, you know, like old school Godzilla where it's just a dude in a big ass rubber suit. Apparently that's what Starmie is supposed to be, especially because starfish in real life are incredibly weird. If there was an alien on the planet, it would be a starfish because we don't like, starfish are weird as hell how they're built. But my honest opinion on Mega Starmie, oh bro, I don't know. Mega Starmie is funny as hell, but you can keep that. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely, it's one of those goofy ass ones that missed the mark for me. Where I looked at it and I was like, what the like what? The fact that it gets a lot of attack and huge power though, that's terrifying. That is crazy. And I hear that some people are running Explosion on it. Fiend behavior, bro. Murder hobo behavior. Mega Gyarados. Gyarados is a weird one for me because it's definitely one of those super iconic, you know, big, strong, powerful, popular Mons, especially from, you know, it's Gen 1, it's a back in the day, you know, OG Mon. While its design is cool, it is way too chody. I mean, look at it, it's just like so weird and like paws, but like thick at the base, or thick at the head, skinny at the base. It doesn't look as menacing as it used to. It just looks like an overinflated fucking balloon animal. I don't like it. For its design being that cool, but the proportions just being bad, I would probably put it in just good. Once again, I still don't think it's a bad design. Its proportions just throw it off for me. Mega Aerodactyl. So Mega Aerodactyl is a weird one for me because I hate baseline Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is just one of the ugliest fucking Mons ever. I mean, look at it. Like, bro looks like, I don't know, like he sucks the dust off of Doritos and then just got out of the public pool or something. Like, just nasty. Big ass head, beer gut, like, yuck. But with Mega Aerodactyl, it kind of transforms it to be more like menacing and serious and an actual threat instead of like this weird bald naked dinosaur type deal. And it especially makes up for it because the Dex entry even talks about how this is how Aerodactyl was supposed to look. You know, whenever we brought it back, it was imperfect, and now this is much more rather what it was supposed to look like. And I think that is super cool and creative. Overall, still not my favorite Mon, but it's good. It's good. I would put it in really cool, actually. Mega Dragonite. This one was a little bit of a controversial one too. Whenever it first came out, there was a huge war between people saying it was ass and people saying that it was super cute. I thought it looked ass. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I feel like that my opinion was definitely influenced by the fact that its 3D model is definitely not as impressive as its concept art. Its concept art is good. 3D Pokemon notoriously looks pretty ass to everybody. Come on. Like we have literal indie artists and people in their basements making legitimate better models and animations for Pokemon nowadays. But to its credit, I do like how Dragonite calls back to Dragonair with the ball on the tail, and I do like how it has a little bit more of a serpentine design. At the same time though, I do absolutely feel like the head wings just do not match Dragonite. I don't like it. You know, it just missed the mark for me. I'll put it on eh. But does that feel right? Can I really put it next to fucking Clefable and Victory Bell? No, I can't. I put it at good. I put it at good. If I remember correctly, this is Mega Mewtwo X. Here, let me do a Google search. That is indeed Mega Mewtwo X. Okay. Mega Mewtwo X. Get this shit out of my face. Fucking yuck. Now, I know what they were trying to do. They're making 2 convergent evolutions for a very popular Pokemon, and they're leaning into both sides of them. You know, Mega Mewtwo Y is more like Mew, his originator, and Mega Mewtwo X is his own kind of evolutionary line, where he becomes more significantly his own identity, or its own identity. Is Mewtwo 100% male? Let me see. Gender unknown, excuse me. Don't put me in the Twitter comments, please. Oh my god, it's so ugly. I mean, ugh. But I will say it's not a bad design. I actually do not think it's a bad design. If we had another Pokemon that was shaped like that, but it wasn't Mewtwo, I'd like it. But because it's Mewtwo, yeah, you can keep that. Mega Mewtwo, why? In my opinion, the much better Mewtwo Mega. I would put it in really cool, and let me tell you why. Because we all know that Mewtwo wasn't exactly a failure, but it was not intended what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a clone of Mew and it came out like that. I'm not sure if that would be considered a scientific failure or whatever, but it just feels like with the Mega Evolution, now it's closer to what it was supposed to be. And that's very interesting in concept. I really like that. I'd put it in really cool. I really like Mega Mewtwo Y. Mega Meganium. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. Now, what if I were to tell you, in my top 5 favorite starters, Bayleaf is in that bitch. I love Bayleaf. And then Meganium is a disappointment, I will say. So how do I feel about Mega Meganium? Yo, get this shit in the fucking garbage. This sucks. I'm sorry, I have to say it. One of the worst Megas I have ever seen in my life. Little frills at the feet aren't fixing anything. The little twirls of the antennas are not fixing anything. Those neck flowers are the most uninspired, unoriginal, somebody just phoned it in at the Pokemon Company ass designs ever. You put 4 flowers on its neck and you called it a day. That sucks. Especially because for a Mega, that's really, really good. Mega Meganium is a very competitively viable Mega Evolution in Pokemon Champions. Let that Weather Ball hit you, see how it's feeling. Let that Solar Beam hit you turn 1, see how it's feeling. Let that Dazzling Gleam hit both your Pokemon, see how it's feeling. But design-wise, miss me with that. That sucks. Oh my god, I'm not even halfway through the list. It's already been fucking 30 minutes. Mega Feraligatr. I am so conflicted on Mega Feraligatr. The first time I saw it, I was like, damn, do I like that? And now it's almost been what? I don't know, 6 months, a year. I can't remember how long ZA's been out since this time. It's just so weird to look at it because thematically, I love it. The fact that Feraligatr is one of those mons that kind of looks the most like its starter evolution, and a lot of people really like Totodile, and everybody likes Feraligatr, and Feraligatr is meant to be this sort of callback to where you came from, you know? Feraligatr itself looks really jovial and attached to its inner child and all that, and for it to go back to being a Totodile but just stronger, that speaks so well to beloved childhood experiences, staying intact with your inner child, having a core identity and all that. And it's super creative because it uses its arms as the rest of the mouth, and it has a hoodie that like looks like Totodile, and then when the hoodie comes up, it just looks like a big ass Totodile statue. I really like that, but it looks so goofy and silly and like almost even lame. You know, I am so conflicted on it. I might have to make a new rank for this because I would either have to put it in the middle for like, it's an S tier idea, but it's like almost like a D tier design. You know what? We're just gonna put it in the middle. We're gonna put it in the middle and call it good. I think it does kind of fit there with Mega Gyarados and Mega Dragonite and all that. Mega Ampharos. I really like Mega Ampharos. The Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos line, I really like that line. I think that it was sort of a shame for Ampharos to lose its fur, and for the fur to come back in the Mega Evolution kind of saves it for me. But I am willing to say that its base design does not change enough to really put it in that GOAT category. If it had just a little bit more of a silhouette change, I would really appreciate it more, but I would still put it in really cool. I really like it. Mega Steelix. This mon is so weird to me because Onyx was never good. Ever. It has such bad stats and it looks scary. I don't like it. It's just a big ass head attached to rocks. And then Steelix came out and it was just so much better in my opinion. You know, it actually looked like a legitimate Pokemon instead of like a dude wearing really bad prosthetics. And then with Mega Steelix, oh my god, it looks so good. The floating steel like around it, the giant crystals jutting out of its body, and its head becomes more brolic and has all this geometry. Its mouth looks like it has such insane crushing power. This, in my opinion, is another example of those Megas that keeps the original idea of the design and just levels it up entirely. Goated, absolutely goated. Mega Caesar. I think that Mega Caesar is a great Mega Evolution. Once again, keeps its core identity and just levels it up. I don't really have anything to say about this. I just think that Mega Scizor is probably top of A. Mega Heracross. Now this is one that I'm putting in the goated. Bro, Mega Heracross does so much good to the design. I love it. Adds that new color with the red that shows how fierce it is. Its big brolic forearm showing how strong it is. And it just shows how armor plated and how sturdy it is. I love Mega Heracross. GOAT. Gotta be a GOAT. One of the new ones, Mega Skarmory. I really love that Skarmory got some love because Skarmory hasn't had love for so long, and I feel like it either needed an evolution or some kind of regional form to really bring it back, because Skarmory is a fantastic design that got power crept out of hell. Power crept to hell, it's over. And with its design and what they tried to do with it, I definitely see what they were doing, because it sheds its silver plating to become gold, and that looks super cool. What are these big ass feet for? Why you got them goddamn grippers going on, bro? You got two fucking rakes at like the feet of your ankle. It just really throws the design off for me, because if you ever seen Mega Skarmory in game, it just got them fat ass shoulder plates on its feet, and it's just like it's just too much, you know. But I would still put it in good. I would still put it in good. That's a good mon. I like that. Mega Houndoom. So I was never really a big fan of Houndoom because I thought Houndour was ugly, and even though Houndoom looked cool, it was one of those things where child me heard that if you ever got burnt by a Houndoom, it just hurts forever, and I was like, why would you ever own that? But design-wise, as I look at Mega Houndoom, I gotta say, I would probably put it with Caesar as really cool, top of A tier. T-Tar, I would say, is the bottom of goats, is the bottom of my goats, because it is undeniable. It is such a cool mega design. That explosive power really calls out from it, with those spikes jutting out in every direction. It is the literal definition of explosive power, because the power is so strong within it that it is blowing up its body. You can see in the decks, it actually says that the mega evolution is so powerful within it that its back has exploded and exposed its insides. That is insane. It shows how strong it is from the front. It looks like a huge wall, like a giant shield that you can't get past, but it has that exposed back now. Once again, extremely cool concept. So I have to put it in goats. I got to. Mega Sceptile. I really like Mega Sceptile. I think that Mega Sceptile is, once again, kind of like the Kantos. They are all really, really good. Really, really good. Really baseline good mons. They don't do anything crazy to the designs. They just upgrade them. So I'm not gonna sit here and talk about them too much, you know. I'm just gonna put them all in really cool. Little fun Sonder fact, Blaziken is one of my favorite mons, and I think that this just exasperates the coolness of its design up to like 110, and I really like that. I'll give bonus points to Sceptile, because the whole like pine tree on its tail is a missile thing. I think that is so badass. That is such a cool and creative idea, especially because he becomes a dragon type. Absolutely love it. As a matter of fact, you know what? Am I crazy for putting it in goated? I feel like that design right there, that idea that it has, is so cool. It might upgrade it to a GOAT. You know what? I'm gonna put it up there, and then I'm gonna like revisit this later. And then if I feel a different type of way, I'll move them back down. Mega Gardevoir. So I am conflicted on Mega Gardevoir. For one, if you like Gardevoir, you're labeled as a freak. That sucks. Especially because not only do I like Gardevoir and Gallade, but I really like any Pokemon that evolves with friendship. Those are my favorite mons. Your Gardevoirs, Chimechos, your Gligar? I believe it's Gligar or Crobat that does it. I like both of those mons. That being said, you know what? Where is Gallade? I'm gonna do them both at the same time. Hello? Gallade? There it is. All right. My bad, it was right there the whole time. I would say that I would find Gardevoir's design just to be good because it doesn't change a lot. It just gets a big ass like opera dress, which is very in tune with the design. I do like that, but it's kind of boring, you know? Like put some stripes on the dress, or maybe put like a cool gradient on it, or do something with its arms. I feel like it's just a little too plain to be an actual cool mega. And Gallade does not have that problem. I think that it is a much more better palette than Gardevoir has. Gardevoir looks like an unpainted statue. Does that make sense? Sableye. I love Mega Sableye. Sableye is already known as this little annoying as hell gremlin mon that just sits there and disrupts everybody's teams and is just an asshole. And just to have him rage baiting you behind a big ass rock, that's so funny. That is so funny. Put him in goated. Put him in goated. Mega Mawile. So Mega Mawile is one of those mons. Mawile was already kind of a cult classic. Everybody loves Mawile. Come on now. And if you don't like Mawile, it's just because it's not your type. You don't actually think it's a bad design. I think that they changed Mawile's design up enough to where it's still recognizable as Mawile, but it is so much cooler and fierce, and you know, it even has like almost an outfit change aspect to it. The mouths looking more like weird gator mouths too. I just really like this design. Now, I don't really know if I want to put it in really cool or goated. You know what, just like Sceptile, I'm gonna put it up there. I'm just gonna put it up here, and then I'm gonna, you know, revisit it later, and if I feel different, then I feel different. Mega Aggron. I really like Mega Aggron's design. Once again, keeping the original identity, leveling it up. Big, tanky metal boy that just looks like he could punch you once and send you to the stratosphere. I love how big its armor gets. I love how its head expands out and just looks so sturdy. Really cool. Mega Medicham. God, I want to like this design. I really do, but I just feel like it doesn't really do enough. It doesn't look so impactful and cool to where it should be a Mega Evolution. It almost even looks like a costume for Medicham. And even then, it still looks so scrawny and weak. So I would put it in eh. I don't think it's one of the worst designs. I would definitely put it above any of these three because god damn, 3-pack of ass down there, which I'm about to make a 4-pack because what did they do to my boy Manectric? Don't get me wrong, Manectric has always looked kind of goofy with its Karen haircut. I mean, look at bro. God, dog. But it still had a really cool design. It looked kind of dignified and it looked stout. And then they turned it into a big ass cartoon bolt with legs. Are we serious? I like goofier designs, especially whenever they make sense. I like cuter designs whenever they make sense. Having Manectric just be a lightning bolt, yeah, fuck out of here. That's like Meganium levels of just lazy. It's just awful. Mega Sharpedo. I'm conflicted because as much as I really like its design and I really like the lore of it where, you know, the spikes coming out of its snout, those are shark teeth. And to have the teeth popping out of its snout, which also feeds into the whole, you know, Mega Evolution is a good and a bad thing. It's so cool, but I can also acknowledge that it's not a big design change. So I think that, man, it's my tier list. I'm putting that shit in GOAT. Are you serious? It's my tier list. You don't like it? Click off the video. The fuck? Mega Camerupt. This is another one I'm conflicted about. I really like Numel and Camerupt. Am I mistaken to say that Mega Camerupt just kind of takes away the identity of a Camerupt? Because it just becomes like this weird slugma looking thing with a volcano on its back. I don't really like that. I don't know. I just don't rock with it. I don't think it's a horrible design, but I think it loses a lot of its identity. If it was its own mon, I would not mind it. For it to be a Camerupt, I'm good. I'm gonna just put it in eh, because I don't think it's a terrible design. Mega Altaria. I love Mega Altaria, so good. The fact that Mega Altaria switches its flying to a fairy design to be Fairy Dragon, very unique typing. I believe it has Pixelate, which turns normal type moves into fairy type moves, which also gives a lot of cover moves. But probably put it with Houndoom and Caesar to be kind of the top of A of really cool, because it does not have a super dramatic change in design that would make it that next level up, you know. Fuck it, put Sharpedo down. Put him down. It's because if I say that about Altaria, I gotta say it about Sharpedo, because Sharpedo is dead ass like, it's just Sharpedo with a little bit of yellow paint and teeth coming out of its nose. Mega Banette. Mega Banette is another one of those megas that I don't see anybody talking shit about because the concept of it is so goddamn cool. And to have this mega just nail the concept so good of the possessed doll, but now there's all these zippers coming out and it looks like there's limbs and souls just leaking from it. Oh my god, so good. So good. That is a GOAT. So simple, yet so effective. Mega Chimecho. This is my fucking GOAT. This is what I live for, boys. Chimecho is one of my favorite mons, dude. It was just so cute. I love wind chimes in real life. Its Chingaling is adorable. And for it to come back with a mega, oh my god. It's got little Chimechos with it. And I can gush about this thing forever, bro. Yep, put it in GOAT. I don't care. Put it in GOAT. It looks like something that you would find in like an altar or a shrine of some sort. I love it. Regular Mega Absol. I think that regular Mega Absol is super cool. Absol is known to be this kind of like, we don't talk about Bruno dude that comes around and brings misfortune to everybody, when really it just goes places and tries to tell people that shit's about to happen. Like, it's trying to warn you, bro. And I think that Mega Absol really brings that to light because its design becomes way less intimidating and becomes more angelic. It's a saving angel, you know? It's trying to help people. I love that about the design, and I'm really talking myself and putting it in GOAT. I'm really talking myself into putting it as a GOAT. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put it in as GOATed just for that. For its design itself, I would probably put it more in really cool, but just for what its design represents, GOAT. Mega Absol Z. I think that Mega Absol Z is very bad, but the little dex entry you get about it saves it just a little bit. I think that this is one of those really nasty, bad tumbler bait mons that is obviously supposed to get a certain crowd riled up. It defeats the purpose of Absol. I really don't like it because it actually does make it seem like a really malicious and evil Pokemon when that's the exact opposite of what an Absol is. Now, the dex entry I'm talking about does describe that it has that really sharp ass claw on its shoulder, and it uses it to immediately finish off mons. It doesn't let them suffer. It's a kindness. But its design does not portray that. It looks like something that just goes around tormenting and killing for no reason. It really does look malicious. Yeah, no, you can keep it. Speaking of which, Mega Glalie. I don't like Glalie as a Pokemon, period. I think Glalie is a really bad looking Pokemon. I mean, it's literally just a big ass ice head, and it doesn't even look good. In my opinion. And for it to have a mega evolution that actually makes it look half decent, but then just makes it look even more ridiculous with its broken jaw. Like, even the lore of like its jaw breaks and it can't close and it can't like chew food correctly, that's way too edgy, bro. That is way too much. Yeah, nah, you can keep that. Mega Salamence. So I actually used to be a big Salamence guy, but for Mega Salamence, it just looks a little too goofy with its big ass like crescent moon wings, which should look cool. It would look cool on another mon that wants Salamence. Does that make sense? Like, I would want Salamence to mega evolve to where its wings become a lot more pronounced and cooler instead of just this weird geometric shape. Why does it do that? It's not my favorite. Now, is it a bad design? The base of the body is great. It does. It looks really good, as a matter of fact. It's just the wings that ruin it for me. I feel like putting it with Victory Bell is kind of sacrilegious. Like, I'll put it in good. I'll put it in good. Mega Metagross. Ooh, Mega Metagross. I like Mega Metagross. I like it a lot. For a mon that just kind of, the more it evolves, the more it's just kind of like you're putting parts on it, because, you know, all a Metagross is just a bunch of Beldum combined on each other. I think it's super cool. The big X on its face becoming golden is really cool. The fact that it's floating. But I feel like they're just missing one little design element to make it from really cool to GOAT. But it is still a really cool design, and I really like it. Mega Latios and Mega Latios. This is the coldest take you're ever going to find on my channel. This design is fucking trash. It is so bad. It is literally like one of the worst mega designs I have ever seen in my life. While they are similar, they have their own identifying features. Then you mega evolve them and they turn into the exact same fucking guy. What are we doing? Yeah, no, get this shit out of here. Especially with those dumbass like propeller wings they have on their arms. They did not need that shit, bro. Mega Kyogre, Mega Groudon, and Mega Rayquaza. So I'm gonna get Rayquaza out of the way. Come on now. It is so amazing. I don't have to tell you anything, bro. Mega Rayquaza is one of the best megas. Now, here's where I think I make enemies. The primals are so boring to me. It's just putting lights on Kyogre and Groudon. I'm sorry. Giving Groudon the fire typing, that's cool. And then changing their abilities into like Primordial Sea and the Everlasting Sunlight or whatever, like Drought 2.0. I think that's really cool. But the designs just do not change. And it's bad, in my opinion. I don't think it looks bad, but it's just so boring. It just doesn't do anything personally for me, is all I'm saying. Like, you just put LEDs on the mon. If these were like the base Pokemon form, I would still think that they're S tier designs, but for Megas, they're not good. Just my opinion though. Mega Staraptor. I don't know if this is a hot take. I like Staraptor. I think Staraptor is one of the more iconic birds. It is kind of cheesy looking, but still has that coolness factor to it. It learns close combat. It has good stats. Mega Staraptor feels like it's trying way too hard to be cool and edgy. With like the dark sclera, its pose just like, kneel peasant. Like, bro, you are not intimidating me with that lame ass shit. I'm not gonna lie. I do like that it changes its typing to fighting flying instead of normal flying. I think that's really good. A little bit of an alternative to Halucha, who also got a mega. We'll get to that though. But in my opinion, it is just trying way too hard to be intimidating and edgy. It's kind of going in the category for me. Mega Lopunny. Give me a second. So there we go. Yep, that's my opinion. All right, now we got both Mega Garchomps. Regular Mega Garchomp, I like it. I think that it looks a little goofy just because, once again, it's trying too hard to be cool, but it's really intimidating. The teeth coming from the chest, the giant saw blades, stuff like that. I think it's cool. I like it. I put it in really cool. Mega Garchomp Z. Why did we do this? That was a perfectly good Mega slot that we could have used for any other Mon. We could have used it for Flygon. We could have used it for any of the Hitmons. We could have used it for any other pseudo. And we gave Garchomp another one that is objectively worse. Why? It looks ridiculous. Get that shit out of here. Now, Mega Lucario and Mega Lucario Z. I think that Mega Lucario, really cool. It had such good PR with the way it did Pikachu dirty. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Super cool hair, super cool gradient on like the hands and the hair and the feet. Really cool. Oh my god, really cool looking coat. I like it, really good. And then Z, in my opinion, is an upgrade. I really like what they did with Mega Lucario Z. The way that they differentiated with the red and blue, it's like uneven design, kind of signifying how much of a special attacker it is, with the cool little thing on the hip, the fur on the hip, the mask it has going on, the longer hair. I think that this is ultimately a better Mega Evolution design for Lucario, but both are still really good. Mega Abomasnow. And I mean, it's just a big ass like snowflake tree. They didn't really do anything with it. Abomasnow is now on the ground and it has legs on its back, I guess. Okay, like, you know, it's not horrible. It is like the bottom of C tier in my opinion. It is so boring and just like, who cares? Mega Frostlass, this is a great Mega Evolution. It is so good. I would even put it in goated. The fact that it looks like that whole Japanese, I can't remember if it's a creepypasta or if it's actual like historical creature for them, the Yuki Onna. I think that looks so cool. It perfectly fits in with Frostlass. You know, Frostlass is pretty much the perfect Pokemon that you would want to Mega for Snow Warning. Once again, does not change much, but it's kind of like Kangaskhan and it's kind of like Steelix, where it changes just enough to make it look like a much more powerful and intimidating version of itself. And I love that. Mega Heatran. Mega Heatran is kind of fucked up now that I'm really looking at him. Huh? Come in! I'm recording a video, bro. What's going on, bro?
Oh shit, my bad.
No, you're good. What's up? Yeah, look at the list. Yeah, this is the this is the Janae.
Where
like
Eevee at?
Eevee?
Yeah.
There's no Eevee Mega Evolution.
Fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, so I didn't make the niggas who made the game, right?
Eevee deserves everything.
Okay, so
I
like,
don't know no nigga besides Eevee.
You don't know no Pokemon besides Eevee.
And Hufflepuff.
Oh, that's Harry Potter.
Shit! Oh shit, my bad.
That's what's up.
Jigglypuff. There we go.
That is one, bro. That is one.
Jigglypuff, the big pink fat bitch.
So why you gotta bring her diabetes into it is what I'm asking.
Ay, diabetes.
Yuck, bro. I love my sister. All right, what was I talking about? Oh, Heatran, right. Now that I'm really looking at him, this nigga is really melting, bro. Like, that sucks. I didn't know that Heatran was already melting. Like, in his Pokedex entries, it already says that parts of him are melting because he burns so hot. But as a design, I just don't really like it. Like, if this was like some Monster Hunter shit, if this was like Zora Magdaros and it's like phase 2 where it starts overloading, okay, maybe that's cool. But as a Mon, damn, now that I'm really looking at it, now that I put Abomasnow and Heatran next to each other, I just don't like that design, I don't think. Mega Darkrai. Listen, I know a lot of people fuck with Darkrai. This Mega is so trash. It is so garbage. It is one of the worst Megas. Okay, I get it. The matter of the fact is that this is not really how you're supposed to look at the Mega. Mega Darkrai opens up to become this giant, like really scary looking eyeball. Okay, I understand that, but its base design is so bad. I hate this Mega design. I wish they wouldn't have even made it, because what is the point of it? So yeah, I don't know, maybe a little bit inflammatory. Maybe it's because I'm disappointed because I really like Darkrai. I really like its design, and for it to be just kind of turned into this big black blob that just turns into a big ass eye, like, who cares? Mega Emboar. I've been seeing a lot of people saying they do not like Mega Emboar. I am a fan of Emboar. I understand why people don't like Emboar, okay? Blaziken came out, firefighting. And then we had Infernape come out, firefighting. We did not need a third firefighting in a row. That was bad. I think Emboar is still a really cool looking Mon though. Big hog sumo wrestler flaming guy, come on, that's sick. But for its Mega Evolution, I like the concept, not the execution. I think having like a big warlord, warrior hog guy, you know, showing like the warrior spirit, I think that's really cool, but he's just way too cylindric. He's too like chunky. So I have to put it in Mega Escadrille. I think that Mega Escadrille is very cool, and even though it's really goofy, it fits in well with Escadrille, because Escadrille, while it looks cool, it has a goofiness factor because it's so small. It's just a silly little guy. Like he wants to be cool so bad, but he's just a tiny little guy. And to make the drills just absurdly large, to make him all big and brolic, he looks like a drill sergeant now. It works for me. It really, really works for me. I like it. Mega Audino. I mean, who cares? It's Audino. Like, Mega Scolipede. I did not expect this to be the direction they went with the Mega. To be this kind of like armored centurion beast of a Bugmon with giant horns. Like, at least for me, it was really unexpected. But I really fucks with it, especially because the giant glowing green from it still conveys that venomous, poisonous design that it has going on. I really, really like it. I gotta put them in really cool. I think that they cooked with that. They really, really cooked with it. And here we go. Mega Scrafty. Come on, man. It feels intentional at this point. The literal hoodlum Pokemon putting on a fucking 3K hoodie. Like, bro, if they would have just changed the color of the hood. Mega Scrafty is up here every day of the week. But because of how they designed it, fix it. Please fix it. Mega Electros. I think for the most part this is a really good Mega, but the biggest thing for me is looking at it and seeing the 3D models animation getting rid of all aura Electros ever had. With the 2D sprite, Electros looked really impactful, really strong. He was heavy whenever he landed, and he looked like this scary giant moray eel that could clock you in the fucking side of the head and make you go to sleep in one tap. And then whenever you see it 3D, it's just like, oh, he baby. I will put it in though. I think that the design itself is really good, but the animations really hold it down. Mega Chandelure. So, Sonder might have a hot take. I'm not really sure what the perception on this mon is. I know that Chandelure is very widely beloved in every single form, you know, with Litwick being really cute, Lampent being creative, and then Chandelure just being iconic. I think that Mega Chandelure really lets that whole evolution line down. It is so plain and boring, and it doesn't do anything creative. It looks like a bigger chandelier. Its design just doesn't level anything up. It just adds more arms and makes the flames bigger. Very disappointing for me. Do not like Mega Chandelure. Goes in Mega Golurk. Golurk is one of those mons that holds so many weird intricacies with its design. If you look on a baseline level, Golurk is just a really cool big ass robot Pokemon guy, right? But a lot of the intricacies come with watching it do stuff. It can like morph its legs into rockets, I think. It can go into a cannon mode. It can basically just transform. As for the Mega, it's awesome. Those giant golden chains on it really seems like it's trying to keep itself inside of its shell. The purple energy leaking out as overloading its power source and all that. I think it's really, really cool. I like it. Mega Chestnut. I do have to give it up. They did something with this design, especially because I didn't really get the whole warrior design out of Chestnut, you know, especially with it being like a fighting type and all that. It's supposed to be sort of a knight, I'm pretty sure. But now I can definitely see that. So I'll put it in good. I like it. Mega Delphox. I do not like Delphox. I like Finnegan. I like Braixen. I think those are really cool. Delphox is a disappointment. I don't think that's a hot take. With Mega Delphox, I think it's just too little too late. It's still a really cool design. The whole like witch flying on the broom, it gets levitate. That's really cool. I like that. But I think it's too little too late and too little not enough. I can imagine people really liking it, but it's not my cup of tea. So I would put it in you know, Mega Greninja. So I've seen a lot of discourse about Mega Greninja because a lot of people say that it's basically just Greninja upside down. But I feel like the Pokemon Company was kind of put in a rough situation because that they themselves put themselves into because of Ash Greninja. Ash Greninja is literally just Mega Greninja, but it was just because Ash had him, you know? and that design was great. I really like Ash's Greninja for the Mega. Still, I think that the water shuriken that it hangs on is really cool. I think the water mask it gets is really cool. I think the little tattoos it gets is cool. I'd still put it in really cool. I really don't see why it gets that much hate, you know? Mega Pyroar. Like, bro, what am I supposed to feel about this? I wanted to kind of put it in I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe somebody could tell me if I'm missing something. Mega Floette. I mean, I just don't really care. Flower get big, Pokemon don't change. Okay, I guess. Mega Meowstic. I think that Meowstic's a pretty interesting mon. I think that it's a good enough design that I'd put it in good. Just put it in good, you know? I put it next to Chestnut, why not? Mega Malamar. I really don't have anything to say about this mon, unfortunately. You know what, I'll put it in good. And here's why. The idea is definitely there, and I would even say it's successful in doing so. I guess I just don't have any strong personal feelings on it. Like, it's just there, you know? Oh, Mega Malamar, cool. I think it's really just personal preference. If you really like this kind of design, I can see you putting it in your GOAT category, but me personally, I'm not doing it. Mega Barbaracle. So, Barbaracle, one of the worst designed Pokemon in my opinion. That Pokemon is fucking trash. I don't know who has Barbaracle fans. Health insurance in America is very expensive, so I wish you the best. I will say, Mega Barbaracle at least has a concept. I think it's sort of that Buddha pose, right? I gotta give it some points because it tried something, you know? All these other mons, they failed desperately at whatever they tried. Barbaracle is there, it's just there though. You know, Mega Dragalge. I like the idea of a Mega Dragalge because I think that Dragalge is one of those mons that is slept on. I feel like it has a lot of potential. And unfortunately, that carries over to its Mega, where the Mega just kind of gives it long hair and eyes on the top of its head. It's like, damn, we could have done so much more with this. Very unfortunate. I gotta put it in Mega Hawlucha. Whenever it initially came out in trailers, very decisive. I think that Mega Hawlucha is super cool, but it is just a step below being goated. I think that they needed to change the wings a little bit, maybe add a trim to it, or maybe give it like a big wrestling belt like Incineroar has, but for a fighting type. I think that would have leveled up the goated status. But by no means is it a bad design. This is a great design Pokemon. I like it. I like it. It's really good, especially because I'm a big fan of Hawlucha already, so I like it. Oh my god, we're fine. We're almost done. I didn't think it'd take this long. It's almost been 2 hours. Mega Zygarde. Get that shit out of here. I don't know what you thought that I was gonna do with a hammerhead nigga, bro. Legitimately a hammerhead nigga, bro. I do not care. I could not care less. Maybe I would give it higher points if I saw it in the story of ZA. I did not look at the story of ZA much at all. This could be an ignorant take, but looking at the design, what are we doing? Mega Diancie. I think Mega Diancie is a fantastic design. Diancie by itself is already a really cool design, you know, level up Carbink and, you know, give it its own unique form. I thought that was super cool, especially because Carbink is really cute already. To make it this sort of like princessy, queenly, royal, crystalline figure, I think that's super, super cool. And Mega Diancie just upgrades that again. Don't do anything insanely crazy. We don't like, you know, make it super edgy or nothing like that. It's just pretty girl times 2. Hey, we take that. I would put it on really cool. That's really cool to me, like shit. Mega Crabominable. I'm conflicted on putting it between and yeah, nah. I am biased against Crabominable. I do not like that mon. For one, already ugly. Just not a cool looking mon. It's not cool looking and it's not cute or none of that, like just bad. For number 2, it took Crabrawler away from me. I loved Crabrawler. And then we get this. We get an ice fighting type out of it. Yeah, fuck out of here. Yeah, I gotta put it in yeah, nah. Because I'm not gonna put it in the same tier as the primals. Come on now. Mega Golisopod. I feel like they definitely are leaning more into the cool, brawly, kind of tankish, stalwart bug that people kind of assumed it was gonna be. So redeeming that concept, I would put it in really cool. I would put it in goated if it had just a little bit more going on with its design. It does kind of just look like Golisopod grew 2 extra legs and then got like a metal coat of armor. They could have done more with it is what I'm trying to say. Mega Drampa. All right, I don't know if this is a hot take, but put them up there. I love Mega Drampa. First off, one of the most goated dragons. Don't care. Don't care about how competitively good it is. The Grandpa Dragon? Fire. And the story to be told with Drampa, how it has Berserk, where he kind of has like an attitude problem. He has anger issues. And for him to get a mega evolution that makes him younger and shows how wicked he was whenever he was younger. Oh my God, that's such good storytelling. Whoever designed Mega Drampa, give that guy a raise. Mega, whatever Pokemon this is, I can't believe that I have forgotten its name. This is one of the only 2 mons I'm gonna cop out. I am not hip to Magearna. I missed that gen. Okay. Design wise, it looks cool, but I don't want to speak on it too much. Mega Zeraora. Get this shit out of my game. I am so sick and tired of you trying to push Zeraora on us, bro. We do not give a fuck. This industry plant ass mon. We don't need Lucario 3.0. It's fine. That's embarrassing, bro. Just forget that it was in the game. It's fine. Mega Phalanx. As much as I think Phalanx is a funny Pokemon, I don't think it's a very good Pokemon. It's cute. The Mega, it feels so sauceless. You know, it just feels so dry. The fact that the Phalanx are all just kind of the same guy, but they just have a little bit of a difference. You know, one of their heads is sharper, so he's the sword. One of their helmets kind of folds out into a shield. It just doesn't do it for me, to be honest. Yeah, nah, just don't even make them on, to be honest. I don't have any hard feelings towards it. But Phalanx, it's just like, all right, well, you had the concept, you fumbled it. Let's just move on. You know, it's fine. Mega Skull Villain. I love Skull Villain already. I think it's a very clever design. And the fact that it got a Mega, that also is really good. It's pretty crazy. I like the black coat. I like its more dinosaur-esque like frills and stuff that it has on its head. You know, its tail grows out. Its tie becomes a jalapeno, I believe that is. It's some type of really hot-ass pepper. I love that. Great design. Now, if I played against it, I would probably put it in yeah, nah, because that would piss me off. But because I don't play competitive Pokemon, that goes in my goats. Hell yeah. Oh my God. We're almost done. We're almost done. Yo, if you stuck around for this long, which you definitely haven't, thank you so much, man. It means the world to me. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment telling me what you really thought, bro. Let's have a discussion, bro. Mega Glamora. I mean, Glamora's already such a boring mon. Not a bad mon, but just really boring. That Mega Glamora, while it has cool parts of it, just still doesn't do anything for me, you know? The design itself just leaves so much to be desired, and the Mega doesn't really do anything for me either. I'm sorry, there's literally just nothing to say about the mon. It's boring. It's just boring, you know? Mega Tatsugiri. So Mega Tatsugiri is weird as fuck to me because I don't know why they would give that mon a Mega. I'm not mad at it though, because I think Tatsugiri is a very cool mon. A water dragon type, and it's like sushi and shit, and then turns into Commander with Dondozo, and that becomes like a boss fight, super gimmicky. I like that. Now, as for its design, I mean, I like it. It's like a seafood platter, like a sushi platter, but it's not really doing anything for me, you know? I'll probably put it in eh. Like, I don't feel too strongly about it. And then last, and well, definitely not least, because we got rid of some stinkers, Mega Baxcalibur. First off, Baxcalibur, probably one of the worst fucking pseudos I have ever seen. Stop making dragon pseudos, please. Make more Metagrosses. I would love that. Anyway, I will say I do like how they made Baxcalibur look a lot more intimidating and a lot more of a full design. I would probably put it as good, you know? It's just good. Whoa, wait, that took a lot longer than I thought it did. We are on 2 hours and 10 minutes, everybody. Now, if I were to pick a winner in every category, here we go. The winner in the yeah, nah category. You know what? This is going to be like the dishonorable mention, the worst Mega Evolution in my opinion. I think that just from an insulting position, it has to be Mega Latios and Mega Latios, because that was such a generational historical fumble. Why the fuck did they think that was a good idea? The best mon in the category? For my personal tastes, I would probably put Imbor. I like Imbor. I really like the potential that was there. I really like the concept that was there. Unfortunately, it just fell flat, but Imbor is still my guy. I still ride for Imbor. The best in the good category, I don't know. I just have such a soft spot for what Feraligatr was supposed to be, for what Feraligatr really is, but not the execution. I don't know. I don't know what they would need to fix it, but it is just one of those volatile concepts where it's like if you get it wrong, even just slightly, it just all falls apart, you know? The best in the really cool category. This is my complete bias coming through. I'm sorry. There's probably better designs than this, even in really cool. But bro, Mega Blaziken is just so gas, man. Fire, no pun intended. And then my favorite Mega Evolution out of all of my goats It's so hard to pick one. I don't think I could pick one, but if I really am for the video, the Mega Evolution that I think is a combination of my favorite personally, the best designed, it's gotta be Chimecho, baby. I love me a Mega Chimecho. I mean, come on, look at him. He's so cute, man. He's cute, but he also has like that little bit of badassness that I think that every single cute Mega needs. And it's just so great. But that's my personal list. If you're feeling ever so generous, go ahead and give me a comment about what your favorite Mega is and why I'm wrong about some of my takes. I would love to respond to any and all comments. It's been so fun doing this. I need to do more of these, man. Like, just sit here and yap. Just be a yap artist. But all right, I ain't gonna keep y'all too long. Go ahead and get out of here. Get out of here. You're free to go, man. You're free to go.